Hey guys, it's Tommy CM, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another park spotlight. Today's park is Trinity Lake. This was created on the PS Workshop by MB90. He also has a YouTube channel called M&jgames, which I believe stands for Michael and Jasmine, who are two YouTubers who are also kind of creating Planet Coaster console content on there. So yeah, if you do want to check them out, I'll leave the details to their channel in the description below. But yeah, I mean, as you can see from the size of this park, this is a huge park for console. Now, in the description on the workshop, it does say that it's at about 130% on the build limit, which I know sounds impossible, but it says over 100%, in brackets about 130%. Saved 5 coasters as a blueprint, and I then deleted them and replaced them when I was back at 100%. So yeah, he's kind of gone around and tried to beat the system, and it does look amazing. This park does. You know, there's so much going off here, and some of these coaster tracks just look pretty insane. So yeah, I think we shall begin down in the spawn tunnel down here. So straight back out. Nice entrance building there for Trinity Lake. Nice symmetry. It's very smart and very modern. I do like the curved roof style and the massive clock as well. That's always a nice feature of an entrance. Nice bit of planting as well. I do like the coaster piece here, the little corkscrew. It's a really nice sort of entrance feature. I know Michael is from America, I believe, but in the UK we have Alton Towers, which has a corkscrew like this at their main entrance as well. I know they've got it to sort of pay homage to their original coaster, the first one they had, called Corkscrew. But yeah, it's really nice. Really nice to use a piece of track as scenery there. So yeah, really do like that. Down here we have a hotel, as you can see here. Very nice looking building with the balconies as well. And then on top you've got a helipad, and the helicopter is all been put together, which is, you know, it's quite impressive to build a to build a helicopter bespoke in this game is very impressive. I imagine this was built before the Studios DLC came out, because the Studios DLC does now actually have helicopters in. But this helicopter looks fantastic. In all honesty, to say this has been handmade, yeah, very well built there. Go down this side. What have we got? We've got a first aid building. We've got a cash machine. Nice use of the hedges as well. If you watch my other videos, you do know how much of a fan I am of using the hedge as a bit of fencing. And here we have some coffee and a nice little terrace. Again, having a terrace like this to just kind of look out into the park and look at different views, it's just a really nice setting. You can see here, you could sit here and and watch multiple rides go off, and it's just like a really nice calming setting. And it's nicely tucked away on the side of the lake as well. I mean, if you go underneath here, you can see where the path was built, but it's it's really nicely built on the edge of the water. That is really nice for you. So inside here we've got donut and coffee shop, and we have toilets down the back. I like that. I like the fact that there's like a little corridor to the toilets, as opposed to just putting them next to the shop. Is quite a nice realistic way of doing things, because you wouldn't necessarily have the toilet entrance right next to where you're buying food and drink from, because it would feel a little bit weird. So yeah, really nice to have that look, just that little corridor. It's just that little bit of realism, I think. Go down here. I can hear someone's voice, and oh, she's here. Look, someone's stuck. This woman's stuck. I'm not quite sure how to get you out, love. Sorry. We'll leave her to fend for herself. Nice little stuff only sign. See, no wonder she got stuck. She's in the stuff only section. Yeah, and then over here on the other side of the next to the hotel, we've got another terrace over this side as well. Again, the view from here is so nice as well. You know, you could stand on this corner or sit on the table on this corner, and you can look at so many different attractions. You've got coasters coming nearby you. You've got tall flat rides over there in the distance. Everything just, you know, the sight lines are very well thought out of there. So over the bridge we go. Now I've got to make a decision here as to how I approach this park, because normally I swing around left and go clockwise. I'm not sure if it goes around in a circle or not, but I will stick to my guns and head left. But we will start with what is right in front of us, which is a flat line, which has a very nice queue line entrance. I like the green colour. I think that the green and the brown stands out together. And I mean, to be fair, this signage here is really nice. Yeah, really nice use of that signage. We have a stand-up coaster. There's the stats. There's the results. And we shall hop on to Flatline. Let's go. That was great. I love that. There's so many. How many inversions was there in that? Inversions 8. Yeah, I felt like there was so many in that as well. It was a really good ride. What I do like as well is you get back over here and you have he's built a switch track as well. And he's even built the side, you know, the actual switch mechanism as well. He's got a little doorway down here. That, you know, that if you want to go for realism, putting a switch track in the end there is definitely the way to do that. Just start building a separate coaster and put a bit of track in there, and you know, it makes such a difference, that does, if you want to go for full-on realism. But yeah, really good start. Flatline, very good coaster. So we'll head left. So we have a flat ride here. Everything's very green around this section. I do like the fencing, that kind of, because the coaster does come extremely close to the path, but the fencing to kind of tuck it away. Again, you know, it's that little realism effect. We'll follow the path down here. We have some food and drink, souvenir shops where we've got balloons and just memento and That's Fantastic. And then a staff only gate down the side, which is slightly open, and a toilet block, information, toilet, and staff room. Right, we'll go to this section then. So we have another flat ride. We have Forge. It's not nice use of this signage. This is one of the signs in the game, but it's one of these things that you can either, you know, if you don't mind using the name that has already been given for the ride, using this signage does make it look so much better, because you, unfortunately, on console you can't edit the sign to look as good as that. But you know, if you do want to use that signage, it looks fantastic for, you know, for the rides. And the roof over this queue line as well looks very realistic. This is exactly the sort of thing you'd have over this sort of ride. I think you wouldn't, for a flat ride like this, I don't know many theme parks in the world that would go too in depth with the scenery for the queue line. This is, you know, this sort of like corrugated metal roof is just what they would put in. So yeah, nice realistic queue line theme in there, and then you got the lights going around it. I just want to have a look at this at night time actually. Very nicely lit up. That is. Let's zoom out. See how this forge at night time. Really nice little flat ride that. I do rate that. We'll go over here. The Screaminator. Again, just putting a roof over the queue line. You know, just to give it something, and then there's obviously filled this in with rocks as well, just to add to the terrain, and it you know, it does work really well. It's done in such a way that the rocks don't look odd, if you know what I mean. That it's very, they're not symmetrical, they're not sort of like repetitive. It's very random, but it's a nice way of using the rocks to give a bit of a feature off. So yeah, I do like that. And then obviously we've got the sort of rocky terrain around the edge there. So that is the Screaminator. Hammer Swing. There we go, another flat ride. Again, nice use of the signage there to just to make it stand out. I think it just does a good job. And we get over to Green Mamba. So we will go down the queue line. I do like the fact it goes underneath the track. I do like a queue line that interacts with the ride. You know, I mean, in real life, it does get people excited when they, you know, when they're that close to the track. And then you got these trees as well that are covering the queue line here. So rather than using a building, you know, using sort of like natural stuff. This little station building is quite nice as well. With these, is that like a little? Let me just change camera there. Is that like a little bell at the top there? Yeah, it is. Yeah, really nice little station that is. Are they lockers? That's fantastic. I love that. I've been meaning to start putting some lockers into some of my rides, but using the fence panel like that, that's so realistic as well, because that is the sort of design and layout that you would get for lockers on a coaster. So yeah, no, I am a big fan of that. I may have to consider using something similar to that. Or if I do use the same, I will obviously give credit. Yeah, really do like the layout of that. Anyway, before this train leaves, we'll just pause it. This is a Green Mamba. There's the stats. There's the results. If you want to look at them. 18 versions again, so we'll go in for another good ride. And we will hop on to Green Mamba. Let's go. There we go. Welcome back, and yeah, another fantastic coaster. That the track is huge for that. It does take up a good footprint and nice inversions. As I say, there was 8 of them on there, and it's a very much sort of back and forth layout, which you do get on these sorts of roller coasters, and I quite enjoyed at the end. I think down here, it just swings into a barrel roll, and then it kind of half throws you under and then turns you back over. That's a nice little way to end. I also like the little lights around the edge of the coaster here, having the walkway on and then building the lights on. I think does definitely add to it. So there you can see, look, the end of the coaster is all lit up, and it's even got the lights going up the lift hill as well, all the way to the top. So yeah, really do rate that coaster. So that was Green Mamba. So we've got another food and drink shop here. Nicely. So it's a very nice, very realistic design. You know, that food and drink shops in theme parks don't have to be like crazy designs. They don't have to be like mega buildings. A lot of them are just like wooden shed buildings like this. You know, people just walk up, buy what they want, and then walk off. So yeah, I mean, you know, this is exactly what you would get in a normal theme park. I'm just looking down here. What I would maybe say is, I mean, I like the use of the custom fencing, but you might want to take the railings off the normal path here, just so you've not got two different types of fencing or railing. So I think that this path has got obviously the standard railing that comes in the game, which is fine. I mean, the standard railing does its job. But if you're going to put both in, I'd probably say just take off the normal railing. But yeah, moving on to Velocity. This looks like another coaster, another busy queue. Again, I do like the consistent lighting all the way throughout. It's all very well lit up. Again, if we look at this queue line in the, I mean that's just a really nice amount of lighting, in my opinion. Anyway, I know it might be like a weird thing to pick up, but yeah, I just think the queue line there is lit up really well. And I mean, obviously we've not been on the coaster yet, but the way that interacts with it, you know, the bridge of the queue line goes over the track, etc. That looks really, really sort of enticing to the guests as they get on. So we will go back to daytime. We'll go in. I like this station, having like a custom operators room up here. It is a shame that you can't move the actual operator. It would be a good thing if you could like select this control box and move them wherever you want. Because having her stood up there working in here would be fantastic. Because obviously this is where the operator would probably stand in a normal theme park. However, you can't do that. But really nice little custom room that is, with the ladder up, and then that is the rest of the building. So Velocity is a giga coaster. There's the stats, green across the board again. That's 3 out of 3 so far. And these are the other results. Blimey, 3,000 meters. It's going to be some length on this. 12 bits of airtime and 1 inversion. Wow. Well, can't wait for this. Let's speed this up so we get another train in. Here it is. Wait for them to get off. Wait for them to get on. Slow it down, and we will hop on to Velocity. Let's go. wow, that was that was absolutely crazy. The height on that. I mean, I had to fast forward the lift hill because I think that would have taken up 5 minutes of the video with the height on it. But wow, some of those drops are absolutely huge. I mean, this one in particular here, it goes all the way down to the ground pretty much to back up. I can see why he's got 12 lots of airtime there. I mean, the layout is huge. Look how far it goes over there as well. It goes all the way over there to come all the way back as well. And it doesn't. When you're on it, it doesn't feel out of place because he's got trees constantly going over there, and then you've got the water, you've got rocks. You know, there's something happening all the way along that route, and it's a really good giga coaster. Really, you know, I really do rate that. That's probably my favourite of the three so far, just because of how crazy the track is. I mean, if money was no object, I would love to see one of these in a real theme, you know, in a real theme park, in all the real, you know, theme parks. But unfortunately, I imagine this would cost an absolute fortune to install one of these in real life. But that doesn't mean to say it's not a brilliant ride here. What I also did like was this little drop that goes underneath the track here and then through a tunnel. I thought that little this little element here was quite good, and it was nicely decorated as well with the bushes on top. So right, let's find our way back to the entrance because it's that far away. There we go. Right, velocity. So down the exit. Nice beams here going off the exit. I like the wooden feel to that. So yeah, that was velocity, and then we have gulpy, barbecue ribs, chief beef, and more gulpy. Oh, that was the other thing I didn't mention. Again, he's got the switch track there, but he's also built a whole backstage section. So not only that, he's got the fencing around. He's got a vehicle. He's got the doors to the back of the food outlets, and this is all locked away from the guests. Again, nothing will ever happen down there. That will always be just empty. However, in terms of realism, you know, it looks great. I also like having the separate path off to the shops because, and the shops tucked in. Zoomed in a bit too far there. Tucked in away from the front. As we've seen in one or two parks that I've looked around, sometimes if you've got a popular shop and you put it right on the edge of the path, you wouldn't get the problem here because you've got a huge plaza. But if you've just got it on the edge of the path, the guests start queuing onto the path, and then because of that, there's a crowd starts to build up, and then that's when you get a lot of people all hustling and bustling. So yeah, no, I really do like that. It's a very nice area of the park, that is. I do believe that there's only the one path out of it. But yeah, really good section. So let's go back down to the middle, and we'll go on this path because we've not been down here yet. Got an exit sign over there. More fencing around the coast we went on earlier. The what was it called? Flatline. That was it. Nice walkway under the station. That's a nice little touch to the building. The way this interacts with the path around here, it interacts so much, and it you know, every time you're walking past, the train feels like it's on another part of the track. It's yeah, really does get you into it. Sun flare, which, as you can imagine, is a sun flare. Let's go up to the top to see what the view is like. You can see there, you know, if you're being spun all around this park, the park is absolutely huge for a console park anyway. You know, the amount of water as well, like, etc., looks fantastic. So, but yeah, definitely being on top of there. It's just going a lot. Being on top of there, you get such a great view of the park. So yeah, and also having that, it's kind of situated right in the middle. So having that there is also a really nice touch. So we'll go back down and we'll go over to this section because we've not done this. We've not done this bit. We'll do this section and then we'll do the far island. I think by the looks of it, there's 3 different islands. So we've got some more food shops, some more stuff only sections, and we have the Jester, which appears to be a like a junior coaster, or is it a Wendigo? It'd be a Wendigo or a Dragon, not it'd be one of the two. Either way, massive fan of them. I do think they're very underrated in the game, so it's always nice to see one put in. I don't know where it's gone, but we shall find it in a minute. Nice medieval and fairy tale scenery here with the tents and the knights jumping up and down. Got a campfire, a dragon just there. So yeah, I think this it's a Wendigo coaster. We will. I think they're on their second lap. They seem to burst out of that station there. We'll wait for that to come back round anyway. But yeah, so this is the Jester. There's the stats. Now that the train's back in, there's the stats. There's the results if you do want to look at them, and we shall hop on to the Jester and see what it's like. Let's go. There we go. That is the Jester. Honestly, I do think that junior coasters like that are underrated. I mean, you can see here how popular it is. You know, the queue is probably the biggest queue in the park. I mean, they're queuing right to the end there. People are being turned away, and all you need is a simple layout like that. You don't need to go crazy with inversions. You don't need to go crazy with, with speed. Just something as simple as that looks and works really well if you can get it right, and it definitely has here. I like the glass canopy for the roof here. I think that looks really nice and simple. And you've got the kind of pink purple. It's a pinky purpley colour, isn't it? Colour scheme going through. So yeah, and I also like how it interacts with the lake as well. It goes off at 2 different points onto the lake, which I think also looks quite nice. And and then you've got a dragon eating some hay there. So yeah, really nice ride that is. I do like that. More food shops. It's gone consistent with this style of building, which I think does look really nice. It's not just like a 1-story flat shed all the time, but this building does look really nice. So there's the sun flare, and now we go over to the 3rd and final section of the park. So we've got another staff only section. We'll go left down here. I do like the look of this yellow coaster when I finally get to the entrance of it, which is a very cool station. That station looks very nice. I like that design. Invertigo. Got staff room and toilets there. The yellow and black works really well. I mean, yellow and black we've got again in the UK for the Smiler. The colour design for the Smiler is one of the best in the UK, I think. But yeah, this station layout is really nice, and he's got the switch track again just here. He's managed to build it that close to the original track that it actually looks authentic as well. That looks really realistic. So yeah, really am a fan of that. So let's got the lockers again. let's hop on the Jackal. Is it? Yeah, Invertigo. Oh, Invertigo or the Jackal. I'm assuming it's the Jackal, but I don't know. There's the stats. There's the results. I've only paused it because I don't want to miss that train. And here we go. Very, very nice layout. That I like the fact that it's sat on the edge of the water. I do like the mid-course brake run here, and this pathway. This is built a kind of like a bespoke metal walkway up to the mid-course brake run. I do like the effort that's gone into that. Again, it's just one of these realism elements. You don't have to put it in. Nobody's ever going to use it. But if you want to make it look realistic, then this is the sort of thing you'd have in a normal theme park. So, yeah, again, top marks for realism there. And I'm always a fan of these single rail Raptor coasters. I did do a video on where this coaster comes from in real life, and it is something I wish that one day. I've never actually been able to ride one of these in real life, but I would love to one day. I do think most of them are in the US, so I'll have to try and go and visit some of the parks over there if I want to go on one. But yeah, really do think that's a nice coaster. The yellow looks fantastic as well. Right, so we leave that and we go to Batman. Now, is this Batman based on? There is a Batman ride at a Six Flags park, isn't there, in America? But I've not been on it, so I don't know if this is supposed to be a version of that, or whether this is just a bespoke coaster called Batman. I don't know. There's the stats for it. There's the rest of the results, and we shall hop on to Batman. If we're going anytime soon. She can't wait. Look at that smile. She can't wait. Is he going to let us go? The man with the moustache. Let's go. Come on. Here we go. Right. This is Batman. Very good ride. It's a B&M inverted coaster, which is one of the best coasters in the world. That is really nice layout. There's not there's not too much going on. I think sometimes people can kind of overdo the inversions on these, but there wasn't too many on here. There's 5, which I think is just about enough. If you start going too crazy with these, it can get a little bit unrealistic. I know I wouldn't be a fan of any more than that in real life, but yeah, really nice coaster, that really nice layout. And again, the entrance building, this metal shed, building it all the way down here as well, and having the block brakes sat in here so that the train's waiting and then moves in. Again, it's just another realistic element, and he's got a different style of lockers here. He's used wooden planks there. Again, something you can put into your own park there. So we'll come out of Batman. The trees in the middle of the path are quite new. I don't often see that. People sometimes put like where the path doesn't quite join up, like here. I think looking at that terrain, put trees down there, but actually having them in the middle of the path does actually work really well, because it does look like something you would see, you would see normally, and people would just walk around it. So we shall go over here, go around this sort of large bend for this coaster. We have Pandemonium. I like the big open walkway around here. This is quite nice. And we have Intimidator 285. There's the queue line, and we'll go up to the station. Nice wooden beams. So Intimidator 285. There's the stats. Very good stats for this coaster. There's the results. A little bit high on the vertical G-force, but that's absolutely fine because it doesn't affect the ratings, as you can see. But yeah, we shall wait for this car to load up, and then we'll hop on. Let's speed this up. Hop on. There we go, and we shall go on. Intimidator 285. And there we go, that was Intimidator 285. Yet again, I mean, as with every single coaster in this park, really good layout, really good elements. One thing to pick up on that is done really well here is the fact that the bends are very sort of, I mean, I always say dragged out, but in the sense of they're very wide bends. If you make them bends any tighter, you will get a lot of you'll get a lot of G-force, and if you do them too tight, the guests won't want to go on them. But that is a perfect sized bend. If you're swinging around the track, that's exactly what you want. Straight into another bend here, same size. The elements are so far out that it works so well. The smoothness of them. They're not jolty, they're not too forced, and they're not too tight. Again, here you drop down onto the lake and you've got a nice wide berth before you come back into the station. He's gone for the continuity as well. He's kept the lamps on the walkway, and yet again there is another switch track in here. I mean, the amount of effort spent on these switch tracks is fantastic, and I do have a lot of time and respect for doing that. It does look really good. So and you've got a little behind the scenes section there that the guests won't ever get to see. They'll get to look over it from the path here, but that's about it. Yeah, so that was Intimidator 285. Back down here, there's Pandemonium again. Nice food outlet. Gears of Fear. And this is one flat ride that is already themed in the park. In the game. But it is themed really well. I mean, if you can fit it in, it does look really nice. I do think it looks quality. So I do like the gears for Fear, and the queue line is situated quite nicely on the edge of the lake here as well. I think that looks quite nice. And the guests as well. The guests are sat on both sides, but they get to look back at the rest of the park, or they get to look over at Pandemonium and Intimidator as well. So really nice placement there. Rising Raptor. Another flat ride. And what do we have in here? We have a food court with... It's a staff building. Another staff building. Toilets. Some more food outlets. So you've got a very busy central area here, but it's good because it's off the main path, so it's not causing any issues. The flowers outside the front are very nice as well. Very nicely coloured. But yes, I think that is that section done, and I believe that is pretty much the whole park. That is everything. So we shall head back to the start of Trinity Lake. Fantastic park. I mean, it is so detailed. I mean, it's there's so much to look at. There's so many different coasters. I love the colours and the layouts of the coasters. The colours in particular. You've got your green one there. You've got the pink junior coaster. You've got the yellow coaster, the red. Straight away they stand out from each other. I mean, some of the tracks as well that we see in the distance there. You got Velocity, I think it was called. A huge layout, but it works so well. And I mean, obviously, this is on 130% build limit for the PS4. It would be ideal if if all the consoles could build parks this size, because it does look so good. Unfortunately, there is the build limit, but this park does a fantastic job of of putting in as much as possible. And I also love all the Realism switch tracks as well. That's just coming from a sort of I want to say sort of like nerdy background, looking at that sort of stuff. It's not just a case of build a coaster, exit, entrance, done. It's taking that time to make it look like a real theme park. So yeah, absolutely massive credit there. I'll leave the link to M&jgames YouTube channel in the description below. If you have enjoyed that, please leave a like and subscribe if you are new. There's plenty more park reviews coming up, plenty more spotlights, and also some of my own parks coming up on the channel. So other than that, I shall see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.